Okay guys, we're going to chronograph these three bows. Bow number one here is the blank point bow that came out in the early 90s. And one of the best bows ever made at that particular time period. And it's got an overdraw on it, which was very common back in those days. And it's a very accurate bow out to, I shot this bow out 100 yards, and it's a very accurate bow, even to be an older bow. If you see the cams on it, they're not extreme like modern day cams. Second bow is going to be my new extreme stinger bow right here. And it's got a round pulley here and a decent sized cam here. And it has a maximum speed of about 304 to 316 feet per second on IBO. I know on that one. But that's at 70 pounds with a 30-inch draw, no doubt. And then my other bow right here is a Pearson, Ben Pearson target bow. So it's not going to be very fast. It's got an overdraw on it too, and I have a special sight system on here, which is an old style. But this one lets me shoot out to 100 yards right there on that target bow. And so let's see what they're going to do. Now, the target bow shoots a 400 arrow. And these two bows here, the extreme and the point blank, shoot a 340 arrow. This one is set at 60, it goes up to 80, I think, on this one. And the stinger goes up to 70. So we could generate a lot of power if we turn this one all the way up. But this one only has like a 60% let off at the most, and this one has like close to that, the target bow. But this one is 50 pounds, this one is 60 pounds, this one's set at 60 pounds, and like 28-inch draw on all three. So let's see how it works. I guess we'll first shoot this stinger extreme right here, and we'll use two different arrows. And I've got a kinetic arrow here, which is a brand new arrow on the kinetic 340 arrow, and I've got a hunter gold tip arrow too. I'm going to be shooting those, so we'll see how that works. Okay, PSE extreme stinger bow. And again, we're going to be shooting the 340, 385 grain hunter arrow. All three arrows weigh the same. And so let's check the speed on this. And let me magnify this screen a little bit. Maybe you can see it better. Yeah, I think right there maybe. Okay, arrow number one. Arrow one, ready, shoot. Arrow number two. Now that's 245 feet per second. 245. And that was 239. And arrow number three. And that was 239. So we're shooting fairly slow. Now this bow is supposed to shoot up to 300 and I think 14 feet per second on IBO, it's top end, but it's on 60 pounds with 28-inch draw. If it was on 70 pounds with a 30-inch draw, it'd probably be hitting that. But I suppose this is kind of more realistic right here with that kind of arrow. And then I want to shoot the kinetic arrow. So the speed of these arrows is pretty close to the same, 239, maybe 240. And so the kinetic arrows weigh 416 grains. 416 grains on the kinetic gold tip arrows. So they're heavier than the two we just shot. So let's see what kind of speed we get on these. And these are, I just bought these arrows. These are brand new arrows right here. All right, arrow number 1, 235. Arrow number 2, 236. So they shoot about 235. They have good penetration power. Is one of the reasons people like the kinetic. The reason people like the kinetic energy. So that at least gives us some idea right there of this kind of speed that we're using here. Okay, we're going to be shooting the point blank bow right here, which is a beautiful bow. It's got the overdraw on it. It's got a Joker 4 sight on it. It's the New Wave Carbon CR41. This was top of the line bow in the early 90s right here, and the cam system here is it's not massive, but this is a great bow. And this bow is fairly accurate even out to 100 yards pretty much. So let's see what we get out of this. And I'm going to be shooting the Hunter gold tip arrow that I mentioned, and that arrow is 385 grains. Okay. Okay, we're ready to go. Arrow number 1 with the point blank. Ooh. Shot down a little high. That's 225 feet per second, which is not bad. I had this set at about 60 pounds. No, it's not set at 60 either. Woo, 225. I can't remember if I turned it down or not. Alright, so that one is shooting at 225 feet per second. And I need to measure the poundage on this bow. I'm not sure if I turned it down or not. Okay, I had to get my bow scale to check the poundage on this, and it's 60 pounds. I'm going to tell you, it feels like it's 50 pounds to me. From pulling back the extreme bow, because your initial pull on the extreme bow is a little tough, you know, till you get it back, and then you got like 75% let off. This only had like 60%, but this one feels light, super light to me. So 225 feet per second versus the extreme bow at 60 pounds at 235 feet per second. So it just shows you that this bow has got a little bit of speed to it, and I could crank it up. You know, it's on 60 pounds, but it'll go up to 80 pounds. So that was another great thing about these bows. At 80 pounds, no telling what it'll be shooting at 80 pounds. Okay, so this is an awesome bow right here. Okay, now we're going to be shooting the Ben Pearson target bow right here, Renegade target. And this one is set at 60 pounds right here. Most target bows are generally at 60 pounds. So, and I'm going to be using 400 arrows on this. And the weight of these 400 arrows is 370 grains each. 370 grains. So, let me see if we can enlarge that a little bit. So I got 2 arrows here I'm going to shoot this with, and this bow is from the early 90s too. It was an expensive bow in its day. Okay, arrow number 1. 204 feet per second, 204. You expect a target bow to be slower, you know. Arrow number 2, 206. That sounds about right. So now we have an idea of what these bows shoot right here. Again, with the Stinger bow, 235, you know, it's 60 pounds. If I was going to go hunting with it, I'd probably turn it up to 70 pounds. And I might be shooting about, you know, I don't know exactly what I would be shooting, but I would assume that if it would go from 235 to 265 or something like that, or maybe. So, but the other bow, hunting bow that I had there, point blank bow, it's on 60 and it's shooting what was that, 225, and that's 60 pounds. If I kicked it up to 80 pounds, man, no telling. On the extreme bow now, if you shoot that bow with a 30-inch draw at 70 pounds and a light arrow, you probably would get that 300 plus feet per second, 304 to 316, I think, feet per second. But that's part of advertisement, because I mean they can't put everything in an advertisement and tell you everything. But if your draw is shorter and your poundage is set low, you're going to be coming way down. Okay. So I guess that's kind of a wrap right there. So it's been kind of fun to see what these bows actually do shoot.